Давай мы его сфоткаем.
Yeah.
Давай.
Туда пойдем.
Here I am in Moscow, and I'm on the balcony of my apartment. We just got done going for a walk. We went to Gorky Park, and now we're back. The time is 10 minutes after 10. And it's kind of noisy here because I'm kind of close to the center. What you see behind me there is the Kremlin. And those buildings sticking up with gold domes are various cathedrals and churches. One is Ivan the Great bell tower, and a lot of the Tsars had their own cathedrals or their own church built within the Kremlin walls. So also you've got the armory over there, the Grand Palace and everything. And over in this direction, that gold dome cathedral is another landmark in Moscow, and it's called the Church or the Cathedral of Christ the Savior. It was originally built in 1881, or it was finished about that time, and it stood for 50 years until the communists tore it down in 1931. And what the communists were planning on doing where that cathedral is located is they were going to build something called the Grand Soviet Palace, which they planned was going to be the largest building in the world. It was going to be something like 450 meters, which at the time I believe was the largest or the tallest building in the world, I'm not sure. But then the war broke out. So this was in the 30s, 40s. The war broke out, and they had already started construction on the Grand Soviet Palace, but they needed materials to build tanks and other war materials, war supplies. So they used a lot of the iron and materials from the Grand Palace as resources for the war. And of course, the Soviet Union won that war, and they are very proud of that. And there's a victory park, and you know there's a lot of war memorial stuff. Another one of the big wars that they're proud of winning is the War of 1812, when they defeated Napoleon's army. But it's hard to say they actually defeated Napoleon's army, because what they did was, when Napoleon was coming, they burned everything and destroyed everything in his way so that he wouldn't have any way to live off the land. And of course, Napoleon got struck by the Russian winter, the same thing that happened to the Germans, but I'm not here to talk about all that. So that's the Cathedral of Christ the Savior, and over there, a little bit further in that direction, is the Moscow Business District. That's where they have all the skyscrapers, and I believe one of the skyscrapers over there is the tallest skyscraper in Europe. At least that's what I read at one time, and I'm not sure if it's still the case now. But supposedly it is the tallest skyscraper in Europe, or is one of them. I'm not sure. This is a good location because, like I said, I'm close to the Red Square, I'm close to the Kremlin. A lot of stuff going on in this area of Moscow. A lot of things happening. But then again, that's true for just about a lot of places here in Moscow, almost everywhere. Especially inside the main ring road. The main ring road, well, if you look at Moscow on a map, it looks like a big bullseye. Surprising it lasts through the war. But the first ring road, well, the first ring road just goes around the Kremlin there, but it's very small and it doesn't go all the way around in a circle. The one that goes all the way around in a circle is called the Garden Ring Road, and it is It goes, I think it's 16 kilometers, 10 miles around, all the way the circumference. I walked around at one time when I was here back in 2011. It took me 4 hours to walk around it. So my feet were pretty sore after that. But I didn't measure it. I measured on a map, and I took the radius, and then I calculated the circumference, and it came out to about 10 miles. But yeah, anything pretty much going on inside the ring road is bustling like this in Moscow. And I don't know if you can see that, but that's Moscow River, and it actually splits. There's a portion of right there, and then a little bit further next to the Kremlin wall, there's another portion of the Moscow River. It splits like this over there and goes in two streams here. And it comes back together down on the other side. A big loop going down here. It's an interesting place to be. If you get a chance, I would check it out. Signing off.